Good evening and salutations, my Y&R fans. So, I don't know what to start off with. You know what? Screw it. Let's start off with Jack for a minute. After Diane and her, I don't even know what she was doing, but it was just too much. Like the crying and the shaking and everything like that. And it's like, all right, calm down. Like you act like he's just gonna just kick down the door and just come in and just start spraying people with bullets. Like, relax, Diane. Okay? If he wanted to get you, he would have already got you already. So this whole over crying and overacting, it was just like, oh, just stop. Like it got to a point where I actually had to mute it because I just couldn't take the overacting. I couldn't deal with it. But when he got to that office and he saw Phyllis, they went at it. And here's the thing. I've seen some old clips of what I like to call old school Jack. I'm a huge fan of old school Jack. Okay? And it got to a point, they started talking about Diane and they went back and forth. And, there's a point where Jack is like, you do realize that Jeremy came to the house, right? Where Kyle and Harrison live and made it a point of Cynthia talking about how she's a new grandmother. It's almost like when he first said that that he came to the house, she just had that look on her face like, so? I'm like, you do realize that Summer does also sometimes she stay there or she lives there, whatever, with Harrison. Is none of that like not really getting through to your head how dangerous this man is? Like she actually had that look of so. The minute that he talked about how Jeremy mentioned that she was a new grandmother, she was like, "But did he threaten her?" You don't think that's a veiled threat in itself? The point of him mentioning the fact that she's a new grandmother, you don't think that's a threat in itself? I don't get Phyllis. I don't understand just how stupid that this chick is. But I personally was in for a treat because Jack got so mad that he reverted back to what I like to call old school Jack. Okay, and he was livid. And he made it a point, isn't it, saying, you do realize that you only got this job out of the kindness of my heart, pretty much. Saying that Marchetti is a subsidiary of Jabot. He yelled, he was like, I am Jabot. I was like, I was speechless for a hot minute. I had to rewind that because I was like, did he really just say that? Is old school Jack actually make an appearance? I loved it. I loved it. Now, Audrey. I was calling her so many names in this episode. So many names. Calling her so many names in this episode. She came to Tucker, which apparently she was late. And they were talking about Jeremy Starks and Diane and everything like that, and he's back in town. And there's one point where Audrey's like, are you worried about him? And Tucker's like, I have no reason to be worried about him. His main focus is Diane at this point. Getting revenge, getting back at her. Like, I'm good. So after that, Audrey goes to the club and acts like a creep. Okay? Keep in mind, I'm calling this woman a ton of names. And she's all like, oh, I want you back, Noah, this, that, and the third, and we're good, and yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, bro, seriously? You do realize that he has a girlfriend, right? Like, why are you being so desperate and thirsty. Like, the dude told you more than once that he wants nothing to do with you. He feels sorry for the alleged baby at this point, but he's good. You're good. He wants no parts of you. And every time this chick is constantly showing up, finding ways to be around him. I mean, she's pretty much just being a creep at this point. Let's just be very clear. Then she kisses him. And I'm like, are you kidding me? And I was just about to sit there and go in more on him. This is after he was like, I have a girlfriend. She kisses him, and he kisses her back. And I'm like, I was just sitting there defending you, bro. Like, I was literally sitting there defending you, and then you go and you do pushes her off. He's like, I got caught up in the moment. Oh, you got caught up in the moment. Oh, I can't wait to sit there and hear that conversation with you and Allie. How you got caught up in the moment. Got just caught up in the moment. Just got caught up in the moment. I mean, it just happens sometimes. Your ex kisses you, and instead of you just pushing them off right away, you got caught up in the moment. That's a good one. It's like, what's the other term? Breakup sex. See, I'm learning all these new things that I've never learned. I didn't know about. So he's like, listen, I'm done. We're good. I want no parsley pretty much. And she's like, all right, fine. She goes back to Tucker's room. And I'm just like, you sad, sad little thing. Such a sad creature. Tucker is in his robe. Because apparently that's what people like to do before they go to bed. I don't do that. I don't know anyone that does do that. Apparently, I guess there's also such things as pajamas now. I thought that was something that only kids did, but okay, sure, whatever. So he comes in there. I'm sitting there thinking, well, she'll probably sit there and drown her sorrows away or whatever. Have a little nightcap or whatever, and then, I don't know, she'll go back to her room. They talk about Noah, and, Tucker's like, it didn't go well, did it? Then she takes off her robe or her jacket. Damn. I was like, they just call her all sorts of names in the book, and in the minute that she took off her robe, I was like, did I just call this chick names? I don't even remember. Damn. Damn, 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 damn. Mm-mm, mm-mm-mm. Ah. To sit there and say I was speechless, let's put it this way, that, Jesus Christ. So that happens. Give me a minute, I kind of gotta compose myself. Wow. So, Lily and Daniel are spending some time catching up, talking to Sharon and everything like that, just having a good old time. And you know what? I can't even be mad at her, okay? Because, well, Billy has been spending way too much time with Chelsea, and he's doing too much, okay? So they're hanging out. Billy sees that he ain't happy. He walks over there and he talks to Lily about what Lily said to Chelsea as far as him being a burden and everything like that. And it was just so unnecessary. It was like, bro, seriously, you don't have a job. You quit on her when she still probably needed you. And you've been spending so much time with Chelsea, it's been ridiculous. And you have the audacity to sit there and start coming at her talking about, oh, I just can't believe you said that, seeing how she's in a time of crisis. I was like, bro, seriously. You are making Daniel's win so easy. He doesn't even have to try at this point. You are doing all the work for him. So good job, Billy. Good job. It's tense. He leaves. He goes to Adam. He thought he was having a bad day before. He talked to Adam. They went back and forth. Adam's like, yo, listen, I think you need to back off of Chelsea. Let us handle it as a family. You know, Connor's my son. And of course, Billy's like, well, Johnny's my son. What is this, a contest now? Like, what are you doing? The sad thing is that I didn't even think that I see valid reasons in both of their sides, but of course it goes nowhere. Adam was Adam was drunk. I'm not even gonna sit there and say he was rude to Noah. He was just drunk. But he eventually, Adam left because they really got into it. Um, and so he left. Adam left. Adam was like, "Yo, listen, I'm not gonna sit there and be judged by somebody like you. Somebody who's sitting there still chasing his next high or his dream or fantasy, whatever world that you're in, and you're not spending time with Lily because I can understand. Why would anyone want to spend time with you, pretty much?" And he just left. Um, Noah and Billy has, they talked for a little bit, and Billy was like, "Oh, I was having a bad day, and I came here. Then I had a worse day," and it was like, "Well, you knew Adam was there. Why did you walk up to him to talk to him for it?" Adam was chilling. He was fine chilling by himself. He was even sitting there saying he was the quote unquote lone wolf. I gotta say, I am so glad that I finally was able to fully jump on board on this show because I knew that it had potential. But at the time when I was doing, B&B and I was trying to tackle this show, it was difficult with work and everything like that. And it just was something that I could not do. But I am so glad and so fortunate that I'm actually able to take the time to watch this show because I gotta sit there and say that I really do enjoy it. Now, it doesn't have the same pace as, let's say, General Hospital sometimes, where things really go down and, there's either a mob shoot up or whatever, but it has some great moments. It has some great tension. Um, when it's not being super slow, I don't know what it was I couldn't get about, I couldn't get into the show in the beginning. Maybe because I didn't know the players, and it takes a little bit longer to just get used to this show. Um, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. B&B, days took like about a week. And granted, I did it mostly because I wanted to review stuff, but it really did take about a good week before I was actually kind of hooked into that show. The show took a little bit longer, but I gotta say, I don't know what it is. Maybe they are actually stepping it up when it comes to the story and the characters and everything like that. I mean, there's certain characters that do need work, like Mariah and Tess. Give them something to do. Give them something to do. Let's just double check something. Yeah, I feel like that's about it for the most part. I can't think of really anything else that happened. But I gotta say, this episode was actually pretty good. Hmm, imagine that. And no, it wasn't just because of, as I'm going to refer to as Hot Audrey, even though she does come across as a creep. Um, but no, this was a good episode. So if you are deciding on what show to watch first, well, let's just put, I guess we can put GH and B&B. Yeah, we can put GH and B&B last. Yeah, we can do that. Um, I mean, B&B was still good. GH was, eh. Could have been better. Could have been worse, but anyway, with that being said, I'm going to go. I want to thank you for watching. Be safe, and I'll see you in the next video.